So China, we just recently acquired the largest tissue company in China called Vingta for $3.6 billion. It's a public acquisition from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. It closed earlier this year. So we're very excited to continue to actually downstream our products all the way from upstream production of plantations, all the way down to downstream to products that you and I use on a daily basis, like tissue, paper packaging, etc. In Brazil, we're producing cellulose products, so eucalyptus plantations that goes into packaging products, green packaging, tissue, amongst others. So you can see our generation, the anti-plastic movement is real. I mean, you can see it in the consumer store where people are using less and less plastic packaging and moving more towards paper packaging. And we believe there's a huge demand, a huge potential for paper-based packaging and green packaging in the future.
So for the solar project, you're partnering with Total Energy, and they are providing a big equity partnership on that project. But you also need to go to the bond markets to finance this green rollout. How challenging is it at the moment?
So right now we're focusing on not bond market but project financing, because again, this is a project financing situation. Total's balance sheet, RGE's balance sheet, we're strong on both parts. Of course, what we bring in is the land security and the navigation of the Indonesian and Singapore regulatory framework. Total brings very strong technical capability and proven knowledge in building large solar projects and markets in Singapore. Coming together, we bring in the balance sheet and we will probably enter the project financing market. People are asking, green financing, what are your thoughts about this? My personal opinion is that whatever financing that comes into our project, it needs to be commercially viable. If a project is de-risked, I always say, why do you have high cost of financing for projects? Because the projects are not de-risked. And I see three main risks in a lot of green projects. First is project development risk. Do you have strong balance sheet? Do you have strong technical knowledge of the project sponsors? That's number one. Number two is regulatory framework. This is something that we're dealing with as we speak. Indonesia just completed an election, a new cabinet just come in. Are we going to have the consistency of the regulatory framework? Last but not least, which is very important, is market demand. This is where I think the government can step in a little bit to assist with either subsidies or mandates to actually create the mandated demand in the various markets. When we have the market demand, when we have the regulatory framework, and we have two strong partners coming in together, then the project is de-risked and it will be a commercial loan that we will be entering onto project financing. So.
Anderson, it hasn't all been smooth, has it? And I wonder if you could respond to allegations that RGE shadow companies are engaged in deforestation. And is that going to have any particular blowback on perceptions, especially perceptions amongst lenders, amongst the banks, when you look for financing for these projects?
So we take constructive criticism very well, but we will refute baseless allegations. And this clearly was a baseless allegation. We're proud to say that our whole supply chain is 100% deforestation free, not by my words, but actually audited and verified by a third party. We're a large company and we take this very, very seriously. But beyond that, as a company, we're also the very few companies that's truly nature positive.
So you've got transparency across the entire supply chain, which is diverse, considering RGE are in so many different areas.
We're fortunate to be able to do that because we're integrated. Many companies are not able to do that because they're not integrated to where they're producing. Because we're producing ourselves in Indonesia, because we're producing ourselves in Brazil. The power of integration is that you have accountability of the value chain all the way to where the growers are. And this is our strength, and we pride ourselves in it.